It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams here today.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. On the show today, crisis and Pakistan cricket. Have they ever really separated? They continue to flirt with each other, but it can't come at the cost of a T20 World Cup. They've delayed announcing their World Cup squad. What plagues them now? Also, it isn't just Pakistan cricket that's having a bit of a chaos around it. Red Bull Racing Team looks to be on the verge of a collapse. The latest is one of their key members, Adrian Newey, exiting at the end of the season. Is this the start of an exodus? And Erling Haaland has set the football stage on fire, yes, and now the heroic blonde-haired hero is all set to be the newest rage in a video game. And guess what? This is the same game that Haaland himself has been addicted to since he was 12. But first, all the headlines in Sports 360. Starting with football and the Champions League, Borussia Dortmund secured a 1-0 victory over Paris Saint-Germain in the first leg of the semi-final. Nicolas Füllkrug fired a first-half goal to seal the win, but both Kylian Mbappe and Achraf Hakimi missed the chance after hitting the goalpost. Al Nassr beat Al Khalij 3-1 in the King Cup semi-final. Cristiano Ronaldo contributed with 2 goals in Al Nassr's victory. Former Liverpool star Sadio Mane was also on Al Nassr's score sheet. Al Nassr will face Saudi Pro League leaders Al Hilal in the final on May 31st. Over in tennis, world number 3, Carlos Alcaraz failed to defend his Madrid Open title. He lost to Andrei Rublev in the quarterfinals. In other news, world number 2, Yannick Sinner withdrew from the Madrid Open quarterfinal due to a hip injury. Over in NBA, Dallas Mavericks beat LA Clippers 123-93 in the NBA first round playoffs. With the win, Mavericks lead the series 3-2. Despite playing through illness and injury, Luka Doncic recorded 35 points and 10 assists. And the US Anti-Doping Agency, or the USADA, has come down hard on the World Anti-Doping Agency, or the WADA. This after WADA published its report on how they handled the Tokyo doping scandal. The USADA called the report doubling down on half-truths. WADA had allowed 23 Chinese swimmers to participate in the Tokyo Olympics despite having tested positive for a banned substance. Most of the top men's cricket countries have sent in their 15-man squad for the T20 World Cup. That is set to take place in June. That's right, in June in the USA and the West Indies. I say most countries because one team is in a bit of a soup. The deadline to do so was May 1st. And this team is yet to even finalize certain members of their squad. Funny you say this because there must be a very valid reason to miss a deadline. Not finalizing team members is rather odd. True, valid reason, I can't say so, but shocking enough, yes, because this country is one of the top cricketing teams in the world. So what is the reason and which team is it? It wouldn't take much prodding for you to guess by now, but what is the reason? The Pakistan Cricket Board says that they cannot finalize the list of their first 15 players. And they can't do it just yet because they do not know if these players will be fit and available for the T20 World Cup. And they need more time to reevaluate and reassess the injuries. This is rather shocking. Pakistan has requested the ICC, the International Cricket Council, to give them some more time before they can submit their initial squad. Some reports say that a provisional squad has been sent just in case.
We are having fitness issues with a few players, but we hope that during the England tour, we will be able to finalize the World Cup squad.
The World Cup is in just a month now. A World Cup is what countries prepare for years. It's a proper plan because World Cups normally signal the shift in a generation. It's the big sort of event that happens in every sport. And this World Cup is particularly important for Pakistan because of the shambolic World Cup in 2023. the ODI World Cup that took place in India. That resulted in a massive overhaul in the entire cricket system. PCB went ahead and chopped and changed just about every department head, from the captain to the coaching staff to the selectors, and of course, there is a new PCB chief in place now too. This T20 World Cup was supposed to be the one where Pakistan cricket would start afresh with renewed vigour, but that hasn't happened yet. What has happened though is a series of U-turns. They reverted to Babar Azam as skipper now. That just happened some weeks back. They made a U-turn on Mohammad Hafiz's appointment as the director of cricket. He was sacked. And even a U-turn on player contracts. That Haris Rauf debacle is well documented. So who are these players whose injury concerns are making the PCB delay their plans for a World Cup? First up, it's a key player leading the list, Mohammad Rizwan, a wicket-keeper batter who was instrumental in Pakistan's campaign at the World Cup. He's very critical to their World Cup campaign. Azam Khan, a 25-year-old power hitter. For the flex lower down the order, you need the pinch hitters in this format. He can bat right through and very, very promising. Of course, the other, Irfan Khan, again, a youngster, a 21-year-old who has shown super promise with his finishing skills as well as a potent fielder, especially in the recently concluded Pakistan Super League or the PSL. And then, of course, is Haris Rauf. Again, one of the senior-most fast bowlers in the squad, who is going to be extremely important to Pakistan's fortunes because he has travelled and bowled the world over. His experience and skills with the ball will be crucial. Now, these players are currently injured. Let's say that Haris Rauf, of course, is an injury that's carried over. He did get injured during the PSL, dislocated his shoulder. This after his stint with the Big Bash League, the T20 tournament in Australia. Haris Rauf is reportedly back to bowling. He is recuperating. But the rest, they are all undergoing rehabilitation. But that's the issue. The rest of the players, barring Haris Rauf, were all fit and functional post the Pakistan Super League, right up till the army camp that was held in Kakul. That happened in April. PCB's problematic brainchild of getting all the players to do some intense training as part of the build-up to the preparations for the World Cup. The New Zealand series that came right after the army camp saw quite a few casualties, including Rizwan, who had to leave in the middle of a match. The PCB has announced a squad though. It's not the World Cup squad, yes, but it is a squad for the series against Ireland and England. And this is how that squad looks. The most heartening news, of course, is that Babar Azam is back as skipper. And this is that phase when he will look to regain his mojo, as they say, with the team. Something reports say that the PCB is a little wary of, because there has been much that has happened since he left and then now again has taken over. Post the disastrous ODI World Cup is when all of these changes happen. So what more do we see in that squad? Many players return to this setup. The beleaguered Haris Rauf, of course, is back. I guess PCB realized that they really cannot hold on to their differences with key players for long. A World Cup has to be won, or at least attempted to be won. The injured players I mentioned earlier are all part of this 18-man squad. The idea is to see how well they can cope if given a chance in the playing 11. Either ways, the next few weeks seems very tense, and tense for Pakistan. The board especially is sure to keep a close watch on the series unfolding, and particularly the health of their players, so that their campaign for the T20 World Cup gets back on track. Now, success is not always a guarantee of stability. A team or an organization can be extremely successful, and still all it takes is one episode to cause discontent among the group. And this seems to be very, very apt for Formula One team Red Bull. The F1 giants have been at the top of their game for years now. Their current number one driver, Max Verstappen, has dominated since 2021. 3 World Championship titles, and even in this season, Verstappen has won 4 out of the 5 races so far. And even his partner, Sergio Perez, has bagged 4 podium finishes. But despite the success, the team seems to be in chaos. We have been following the Red Bull meltdown that has been underway since the Christian Horner saga exploded. What is the latest now, though? Red Bull's chief technical officer, Adrian Newey, will leave the team at the end of the season. This will bring curtains to Newey's 19-year-long association with Red Bull. Newey was the mastermind behind Red Bull's dominance in recent years and has been a critical force in their surge to the top of Formula One. Because Newey is an artisan. Even now, despite technology having come a long way, he continues to draw certain aspects of the car design himself. Despite having so many designers around him, he believes in a hands-on approach, very rare in a professional and a leader in these changing times. It's a void that will be hard to fill. While Newey didn't give any explanations for his exit, not just yet, it doesn't take a genius to crack this one. The nuts and bolts are coming apart. The Red Bull controversy surrounding team principal Christian Horner is slowly and surely enveloping the franchise. For those who have not kept tabs on this keenly, a quick recap. Horner was accused of harassment and inappropriate behavior by a female employee at Red Bull. Red Bull conducted a private investigation that cleared Horner of wrongdoing. Immediately after that announcement, Horner's conversations with this female employee were leaked online, and ever since then, chaos has raged within the Red Bull outfit. And Newey walking out is only the starting point of it all, is what I gauge. And here's the biggie. Newey may join Ferrari for the 2025 season, something he regretted not doing earlier.
Emotionally, to a point, yes. Just as working with Fernando or Lewis would have been fabulous. It's just circumstances sometimes. That's the way it is.
Adrian Newey's departure is a significant loss for Red Bull Racing, and joining Ferrari would make it much worse for the champion side. But Newey's departure isn't the only saga unfolding at Red Bull. The tension between Horner and other members has been evident too, particularly the one between the team principal and the driver Max Verstappen. That is spilling onto certain other key members of the setup. Earlier, there were reports of Horner's conflict with Red Bull's senior advisor Helmut Marko. The same Marko who is pretty much a mentor to Max. These frictions have been leading to many reports linking the key driver Max Verstappen to rival teams. A rumor that doesn't sit well for a champion side. Any rumor that has their driver reportedly being miffed can only spell doom and catastrophe. Verstappen has been linked with a move away from Red Bull since the start of the year now. It also doesn't help that Verstappen himself has made his views on the Horner episode pretty clear, especially when his father came out to say this.
There is tension here while Christian Horner remains in position. The team is in danger of being torn apart. It can't go on the way it is. It will explode. He is playing the victim when he is the one causing the problems.
That seems like a premonition now, like a doomsday prediction that is set to see the light of day. Newey looks like the first piece of the domino, because tension continues to engulf the racing giants, because the Horner episode has not come to rest. There has been no resolution to the mail leaks. No one has come out and said or denied these statements outright. What happened instead was that the female employee was fired. All these incidents do not really add up to a happy Red Bull. At present though, the much maligned under fire team principal seems to have the support of a majority of the stakeholders at Red Bull. But for how long? The success of a team lies in the happiness of the people, lies in the success of each and every one working towards the same goal. Under the same principles, when Max Verstappen says that the core has to remain for Red Bull to function at its optimum, he means Newey too, and Marko, or any of the other key members who seem to have been rankled by the Horner affair. This is a clear power tussle that is underway with the rest of the management, and if more members start showing open resentment and begin to leave, how long before the stakeholders back out of Christian Horner? It all looks like the beginning of a massive domino effect waiting to unleash until this matter sees the right resolution. Now, we've all seen Erling Haaland do his tricks on the football field, one of the rising stars in the sport, and his popularity keeps growing with every action he takes. But beyond the football pitch, we are set to witness him in a battlefield this time. Clash of Clans, the massively popular mobile game, has just introduced its latest playable character, and it's none other than Erling Haaland. Haaland will become the first real-life personality to be featured in Clash of Clans, and guess what? He's taken on the role of the Barbarian King.
Erling Haaland, the goal scorer, a machine and a magician on the football field. The Norwegian is a rising star in the world of football, and that popularity is bound to skyrocket with this latest announcement. Clash of Clans, the mobile game that's been downloaded over 2 billion times, has just unleashed its latest surprise, And it's a game changer. Erling Haaland has been transformed into a playable character in this very addictive game. Haaland, known for his killer goals on the pitch, will now conquer kingdoms as the one and only Barbarian King. The game Clash of Clans requires users to construct their own town out of resources they have acquired. The users, through different characters, attack on other users' villages to acquire resources. Another part of the game is based on joining forces and forming a clan, following which they can engage in clan wars, which requires users to send and receive troops and communicate with other clan members. And out of all the characters available, the Barbarian King is the meanest and toughest barbarian in the entire realm. He can defend your village or launch attacks on enemy villages. Basically the most powerful character in the game. Quite a similar trait when you see Erling Haaland on the football pitch. The Norwegian is just 23 years old, but has been critical to Manchester City's success. He's not just guarding City's title hopes, but also attacking other teams when the need arises. A true Barbarian King on the football field. A warrior who not only guards his team, but also attacks others to acquire points. And it's not just his characteristics. Haaland has a tall, strapping physical stature that resembles the Barbarian King. There is a rather uncanny resemblance between the two. Haaland at 6 feet 4 inches with blonde hair makes a perfect double to the Barbarian King. But wait, if you think the common links between the Barbarian King and Erling Haaland is the looks and killer instincts, there's more. Haaland himself is a die-hard fan of Clash of Clans. He's been hooked onto the game since he was 12 years old, dreaming of becoming a virtual warrior in a land of dragons and barbarians.
It's been tough to keep this one quiet, but I'm excited to finally be able to talk about this epic partnership with Clash of Clans. I've been a huge fan of the game for a long time and know everything about it, so to appear as an in-game character is really cool.
And thus, when the game developers got to know about his love for the Clash of Clans, the real-life story spilling into real life was just hard not to miss.
When we heard Haaland was a fan of our game and that he wanted to partner with us, it was really a dream scenario. Our team did everything we could to bring him, one of the world's best athletes, into the world of the game so our players could enjoy a truly special moment.
Imagine that, your talk of kids dreaming of emulating their heroes and idols. Haaland's biggest obsession was with Clash of Clans, and he has become the Barbarian King. Haaland's entry into Clash of Clans isn't just a cool gimmick. This is Inception at a whole new level. It's making waves in both the gaming and sporting worlds, blurring the lines between reality and fantasy like never before. Now, we have seen other footballers like Ronaldo play Chrono in Garena Free Fire, and Neymar, Harry Kane and Marco Reus feature in the game Fortnite. But this is the first time that a character in Clash of Clans is based on a real person. Who knew that football and gaming could fuse in such a spectacular manner? Erling Haaland's transformation into the Barbarian King is a stroke of genius. It's not just about marketing or branding, it's about tapping into the shared passions of fans across different realms. Erling Haaland, the football prodigy turned virtual warrior, will be a sight for fans across both sparring worlds. So the next time you log on to Clash of Clans, make sure you say hello to your football hero Erling Haaland. Who knows, he might just help you raid a village and earn some points. Just try to avoid Man City match days.
Time for last serve. It's been over 15 days since the Olympic flame was lit in Greece. The flame has, of course, travelled quite a bit across seas since then. It will arrive in Marseille, France on the 8th of May. Take a look. That does it here on Firstpost. Thanks for joining in. I'll see you again with more sporting perspectives tomorrow. Till then, take care.